And what do swing voters think aside from the historic numbers? She's also an apparatus of President Biden. So, what are they thinking as her being the likely nominee?
Well, swing voters are swing voters because they don't have an ideology. They look at the character traits and the attributes. They're simply not wedded to the Republican position or the Democratic position. That's first. Second is that they tend to be double haters, which is that they didn't like Joe Biden and they didn't like Donald Trump. She doesn't have the baggage of Biden's age. And that's significant because that was the number one reason why these double haters did not like Joe Biden. But she does have the baggage of the Biden administration, the rate of inflation, the lack of affordability, the chaos at the border, but all this legislation that he did pass, the Inflation Reduction Act, the CHIPS Act, the Infrastructure Act. So we're only into it 72 hours or 48 hours. We're just starting in this process. And the truth is, we don't know the truth. We don't know how people are going to break. I will figure this out very quickly, but I'm not going to rush to judgment because these swing voters themselves are not rushing to judgment. Frankly, it's dangerous to make any conclusion until after the Democratic convention because that speech will be watched by tens of millions of people, will be seen in parts by, I don't know, 50 million voters, 75 million. And it's only after that speech that we get a reset of this election. And from that point on, it's going to feel like World War One. This is going to be trench warfare with all these key states within a percent or two. Every word, every phrase, every statement will be twisted and turned and taken out of context. And the one thing that you haven't asked me is what is the impact of this on our democracy? And my response would be the good news, more people are going to be involved. More people are going to be energized. More people are going to be participatory. The bad news is that from the campaigns itself, I think we're going to be doing more damage to the credibility and the open-mindedness of the country as we tear each other apart.
I
It's
want to
great
talk
that you participate, but it's really bad when you participate in such a negative way.